Hello dear students, welcome to the computer class. Today we are going to begin chapter 7 functions in a Kelsey. In our daily routine it is not sufficient just to enter the simple data and perform a simple mathematical expression. In our daily routine life we are facing or we have to do some of the complex decision making operation and we have to analyze the large amount of data. So to carry it out or to do these things in the spreadsheet program provides us the built-in standard functions for the common task like the mathematical, for the logical, for the statistical, date and time, financial and other calculations on a numbers and a text. So some of the functions we have already discussed in our chapter 5. So at that time I already told you that always the functions begin with the equal sign. Why the functions are begin with the equal sign? Because if you will not begin it with the equal sign, then the function will be considered as a simple text and the result will not be generated. So always remember the function should begin with the equal sign. Then after in the chapter 5 we have discussed the sum function, and in the three ways we have used the sum function. You can do the addition just by using simple plus sign. Then after we can use the sum function and we can use the sigma sign that is always there on the top just beside the function bar. So from there we can use the sigma sign. So that things we have already discussed, that how to do the addition operation with the help of the Kelsey program. So there are so many. The function has three parts. Remember students. First one, always it will begin with the equal sign. Then after the name of function, means which functions we are going to use. So we have to provide the name of a function, and the third one part is the function argument. So argument is very important because in the argument we are providing the necessary things that will produce the result. So in the arguments we can give so many things, such as what we can write it down as an argument. As an argument you can give a value, directly value you can specify. Either you can specify the cell address, then after you can give this range of a cell address also. Then after you can give the text, you can give the constant numbers or many one. Inside one function as an argument you can use another functions also. So these are type of arguments you can use inside the function. So these are the things we have to remember. So here you can see with the pink color one example is written that equals to sum a1 and then after colon sign and a10. So this means here we have select as an argument we have selected the series of cells together. That is why here first address of the cell is available and the last address of the cell available, and they can be merged with the help of colon sign. So like this we can give the series of cells together as an argument. Then after you can see next example, that is equals to sum 23 and 25. So like this directly you can give the constant value. So with the help of when you are giving the values like this, then it will add two numbers, that is 23 and 25. So addition result will be printed. Then after, instead of using the series of cells together like this a1 and colon a10, instead you can specify or separate cells with the help of either comma or the semicolon. Means you can, colon is there between the cell address, that is a1 and a10. But if you want to provide the cell address separately, then how you can separate it? Two signs are there. Either you can use the comma sign or either you can use the semicolon sign. So the same example is available here with the help of the separator, that is comma. So the same result will be generated students, and this example I have already shown you practically also. So I hope you will remember this thing while we are discussing that one. So equals to sum, then after a1 comma a2 comma a3 comma a4. So like this separate cell address you may specify over here. Then also it will add the all the numbers that is written within the a1 to a10 cell. So like this you can give the arguments. So many ways are there to provide the arguments over here. So these are the things that we have discussed, that how to provide the function arguments. So here in this image you can see whatever the three ways we have discussed to perform the addition operation, all the three ways are discussed over here. So first you just do the selection and click on the sigma sign, then directly the calculation will be there, that is 55. Then after the next way, either you can use just sum function and provide the series of cells just by selecting from the 1 to 10 cells, then the cell address will be automatically come, that is A1 to A10. And then after in the next one you can use the equal sum, and then after separately you can give the arguments or the cell address just by separating it with the comma. Then also you can see the result is the same only, and the same things I have already shown you in the chapter number 5 practically. So these are the ways to perform addition operation in a Kelsey. Then after the next thing is a function wizard. So it is not so many built-in functions are there, students, in a Kelsey. So it is not possible to show you all the Kelsey functions on a toolbar. So we already have the two toolbar. So it is not possible to show them on a toolbar. So here it is necessary to remember them with their correct syntax. Hence most of the functions are entered through the function wizard. See students, when we are working with the functions, the function name must be correct, and what are the arguments. Every function has its proper syntax. So if you will not follow the syntax, then correct output will not come. So it is very difficult for us to remember all the functions syntax. We can't remember it. So that is why all the functions are kept on a function wizard, and we can directly use it from them. So here, to use the function wizard, we have to perform these are the steps. So first select the cell in which you want to use the function. Then after go to the insert tab and select function option, or the shortcut key is there, just press control key and then after press F2. Then after it will open the function wizard. Then after the next, another alternative way is just press the function wizard key in the formula toolbar as shown in figure 7.2. At the top of the screen, see here you can see the FX. So this is the function wizard. So when you will click on it, the function wizard dialog box will be appear, and we can choose our required function from this dialog box. So here this is the function wizard dialog box, and here you can see category, means here you can see all types of functions that are available in a Kelsey. Then after select the function that you want to use. Suppose here we have selected the sum option. Then after click on a next button. Then after it will show you the syntax of a sum function, and the arguments also directly you can provide over here. So here when you want to do the sum, it will allow you to enter the 30 arguments values or the cell address or the ranges one by one. So up to 30 means 30 values you can enter, or you can do the addition of the 30 values together just by using the sum function. So here you can see the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 boxes are there. So from there also you can, there only directly you can give the values that you want to add. And suppose if you forgot that what are the values you want to do the addition, or where the data is entered into the sheet, and if you want to directly provide the cell address, because you already knows when we are selecting the data from the worksheet, it will automatically write it down its address. So to do that, you can just click on that button. You can see the select button is already there. So when you will click on that button, then to select, to use the which button is there, that is the sheet button as shown in the figure 7.4. You can see already here the sheet button is clicked over here. So select that sheet button or select button. Then after, when you will click on the select button, when we will click on it button, it will lead us to the worksheet area. So here you can see the whole dialog box of the function wizard will be converted into the small toolbar type rectangle. Here you can see the sky blue color border is there, that is our function wizard. So when you will click on the select button, the function wizard will be minimized, and here you can see the full area of our worksheet. So here you can see the 1 to 10 data is there that you want to select for the addition. So now from the worksheet, in the worksheet you can use your mouse and you can select that area directly. And then after to get the function wizard again, either you can press the enter key or just click on the select button again. Then the function wizard dialog box will be appeared there. So then after you just click on OK button, and then after click to the finish and close. So like this you can use the function wizard, and like this you can directly select the data from your worksheet. Then after Kelsey provides the many built-in functions in the various categories. So many functions categories are there. So many functions are there, and all the functions are divided into its categories. So the major categories of functions are the mathematical, statistical, logical, and the text formatting functions. And when you want to use another function as an argument, place the text cursor inside the original function's parenthesis, means the brackets, and choose the new function from the list. Means we already discussed that as an argument you can use the another functions also inside one function. So you just put your mouse pointer on your bracket, and then after you can select the another function from the function wizard. So this is the categories of function we have discussed, and now we will see the mathematical functions first. So just let's start. So students, now we will discuss the first category of functions, that is the mathematical functions. So these functions are helpful when we are working with the numbers in a Kelsey. So first function is the absolute values of numbers. So the first function is the absolute function. The function name is the ABSN. This is the format or syntax of the function. What is the use of this function? It is used to remove the minus sign from a negative number and makes the number positive. So basically it is used to transfer the negative number into the positive number. So first we will try over here. So write it down, any number, any negative number you just mention over here, that is minus 24, suppose I have written. So now I want to convert this minus 24 into the positive numbers in a plus 24. So here in the at the down I will use the absolute function. So first equal sign, and then after a, then after it will show you the suggestion box. So you just do double click over here, then the name automatically will be written, and as well it will show you the syntax of the function also here. So here number you have to write, or either you can provide the cell address. So we will provide the cell address of our number, and then after function bracket over and press enter. So you can see here that minus 24 is changed into the plus 24. So this is the answer of that function. Now the next function is the exponent function. So what is the use of exponent function, that we will see here. So the exponent function returns the value of the exponential function example for the given number, that is x, where it's approximately equal to the 2.71, that is the number. So here the syntax is the exp and number. So any number you can write it down there, and it will show you the exponential value of that number. So here as a number written 1. So any value, any number you may take here. I am also taking 1. So now we will write it down the exponential function. So equal, and then after e, here you can see the exp, and then after give the reference of our number. Press enter. So you can see the number or value is written here. The same value is available over here. So this is the exponential value of a number n. Then when you will change the number here, it will change the exponential value according to it. Just click anywhere and see. Because we have given the cell address there, so if you are changing the value over here, the answer will be automatically changed according to that one. So this is the answer of our exponential function. Then after the next function is the factorial function. So what is the use of factorial function? The factorial function returns the value of the factorial functions for the given number. Means it will do the multiplication of that number from the 1 to till that number. Suppose you just see first the syntax of factorial function is the fact and n, where n denotes the integer number. Here you can see the equal to fact 3 is written, then Kelsey will consider it as an expression that is 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Means if 3 you are writing, then it will do the multiplication of that number with the from the beginning or from the 1 to that particular number. Suppose if you are writing the 16 there, then it will do the 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5 till 16 like this. So here we will try the factorial function also. So first here I am writing suppose 6. So to match the answer we will get the same number. So 6 we are writing over here. Now we will try the fact function. So equals to fact and give the cell address and bracket over. So you can see here the same answer is coming. How the answer will come? That is 6 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. So the multiplication from the 6 to 1, that is called the factorial number. So here this is the answer of our factorial function. Next is the ln n function. ln means the natural logarithm. So this is useful for the statistical users. Means if you are learning the statistical, then here it will show you the logarithm value of the number that is entered by you. This log table is used by the students that are learning the statistical subjects. So it is very important for them. So if they want to get the answer of their sum, they have to give the answer in the form of log. So this log table is full written over here. So they no need to carry the table with them. Computer will automatically give them answer based on this logarithm function. So first one is the natural logarithm, and the syntax of that function is the ln n number. So here also ln and n means the number. So for which number you want to find it out the logarithm value, that you may write it down here. So suppose 8 is written there, so same we will write it down 8. And now we will use the function. Remember, always the all functions will begin from the equal sign. And then after ln c you can search over here, and then after give the cell reference. Press enter to see the output. So you can see the same number is generated over here. If you want to find it out the logarithm value for the another number, suppose you want to find the logarithm value for a 2. Then this is the log value for the 2. And remember this one, the natural logarithm is base of a e. So this natural logarithm is the base of a e. And this is the answer of the natural logarithm. Now the next is the log 10. So here the log 10 is used, or the functions returns the logarithm that is base of a 10. So for the given positive number, means whatever the number you are giving in the function bracket, that number must be positive number. So here we will write the same digit, or means the same value 6, and for that we will find it out the logarithm value for the log 10. So equal, and when you will press the first letter of that function, it will show you the suggestion box. So select the log 10 and provide the number series. So here you can see the same answer is coming. Here also, if you want to find it out for the other number, you can type any number and you can click anywhere, then the value will be changed. Again I am setting as a 6. So you can see here to verify the answers whether the same answer is coming or not. So this is the answer of our log 10. Now the next value is the power. We already know what is the use of power value to get the power of that particular number. Means the raised number. See, this is the power syntax of a power, that is number and power value. So here the syntax we have to change, that is the number and power value. So when you will double click on it, it will be there, and write it down the power also there. So this is the number and power value. This is the syntax of that function. Then after, what is the use of this one? The power function returns the number raised to the given power. Means here first you have to write down the number for which you want to find the power value. And then it will be return the raised to the given power. Means what is the power value you will give, based on that it will show you the raised number. So it is like, see, 2 and 10 and 3 is given, means 10 raised to 3. So the power value of 10 is the 3, and based on that it will show you the answer as a 100. So here we will set, or we have to give the two arguments. First is our number for which we want to find it out the power value, suppose 20, and here we are giving the power value, that is 2. So now here I will use the function that is equal and power. So here the power function is there. So first argument is our number. So give that one, then after do comma and give the next argument, that is our power value. Then after function bracket over and enter. So here 20 raised to 2 means 20 multiplied by 20. That is why the answer is a 400. So that is the use of power value, and this is the answer of our power value. So like this, two arguments is required here, students. And the result you can see over here, and the formula that we have applied, that you can see here in a formula bar. Then after, next is the product. Product is used to perform the multiplication of a given number. So first the product number is there. So it will give, see, product function multiplies up to the 30 arguments. Means you can do the multiplication of a 30 numbers together. Each argument can be a single value or a range of a cells. Means here the single argument, single values also you can take, and the range of cells that is written over here. Like this also you can put. So first here we will see, we will create the table like it created over here. So in the first cell, suppose I am writing 20. Next I am writing 20. Then in the next cell I will write it down the 30. In the next cell I am writing down the 40. So now I want to do the multiplication of that. So here I am using equal and product. Which function is there to do the multiplication? That is product. So now here you can give the series of a range also, and you can give the separate arguments also. So here I am providing the series of a selected cells. So now my argument is already given, that means 4 values I want to multiply. Then after bracket over and enter. So this is the multiplication of all these numbers. So like this you can give the series of rams, or you can give the values separately also. So here also we will try the like this, equal and use the product. Then after give the first argument, then comma, next, comma, next, comma, next, and function bracket over, and see the same answer is coming. So there are the two ways, either you can give the series or either you can give the separate arguments, the number separately. So this is the answer of our product function. Then after the square root function, we already knows what is the use of square root. This function returns the square root of a positive number. So here we want to find out the square root of 100. So here directly we will specify the value. So equals and find it out the square root. So double click and directly provide the value 100. Then it will return the 10. We already knows what is the square root of 10, that is 100, that is 10. Then after, so the next function is the integer function. Integer functions round the given number down to the nearest integer. Means this function is used to carry out the integer part from the fractional number. Suppose, for example, we are writing one of the number here, that is 15.5. Then here we will use integer function to extract the integer part only, not the fractional part. And here we will provide the cell address and enter. So here as the answer we can see the 15 means the integer part has been extracted from the fractional number. And here it will show you the, or it will give you the number that is down to the nearest integer. So 15.5 is there. So which is the nearest value between the 50 for the 15.5, that is the 15. So like this it will show you. Then after the next is the round function. So this round function rounds the given number to the specified places. So means here two arguments we have. So first we will write it down our original fractional number here, that is 12.6546. Okay. Now we will try the round function. It is used to decide that what is the or how many numbers you want after the decimal place, after the point. So suppose the argument, it has the two. First one is the number that you want to make a round, and then after how many digits you want after the decimal point. So now here we will use that function. So first use the equal sign and then after use the round function. Then in the first argument provide our series or cell address, and in the next argument suppose I want the 2 digits after the decimal point, then I will provide the 2 there and then see. So now it will show you the 2 digits only after the decimal point. Then after the same thing you may change from here from the formula bar. Now if you don't want 2 and if you will write it down 0, then see what will happen. See, if you will write it down the 0, then nothing will come after the fractional point and it will round the value based on the mathematical rule. Means if after the decimal point 6 or 5 the value is bigger than the 5, then it will round the value to its next integer number. So like this the fractional part will not come and it will round the value to the next integer number. Now let's change something again, and if suppose I will write it down there 3. Can you see? Can you observe that here we are changing the formula through the formula bar. So now I want 3 digits after the decimal point. So now we are getting the 3 digits, and here also you can see. See, after the fourth one digit is the 6. So here one incremented, they incremented the value over here, and now the answer is 655. So like this we can round the values according to our wish based on the number of places. Then the next is the truncate function. So what is the use of truncate function and how it works? The truncate functions takes 2 arguments, same as a round function. So it also has the same formula. You can see the syntax, that is the number and places over here. But what it will do, see, the first argument is the number and the second is the number of digits to be cut down from the number form in a fractional part. means how many digits you wants to cut. It will not make a round. Okay, it will not make a round, it will just delete that number. So the same example we will use here with the round. So now we are using the truncate function. So type directly trunc, then it will show you, and now provide the same argument for the number, and then after type how many digits you wants to cut. So first we are using 2, then same as it will show us the 2 digits only after the decimal point. Now change the value here. Now suppose I am not writing anything, just I am writing my number only. I am giving this cell address only where my number is written. Now what will happen? See, it will show you only the integer part, and it will cut all the decimal points or all the digits that is written after the decimal point. Now we will change the third one, that is here we will change the argument as a, suppose I want a 3 characters. Then see. Now see. Here what happened? Here it has round the value, means here the bigger number is that is bigger than 5. So it has round the value as a 655. But here truncate function, what it will do? It will just cut that remaining value that we don't want. It will just cut it. It will not round the value. So here the same data is coming, that is 654. So this is the difference between the round and truncate functions. And here the all mathematical functions are over. So total how many mathematical functions are there? 11 mathematical functions that we have already discussed here with the example. So I hope you understood this, students. Thank you.